that new Mr. Marichek. Too young, too skinny.
I think he's beautiful. Welcome back, George.
Congratulations, George. I could use some help out here, but you have customers, you know.
That reminds me, I have to have a word with Mr. Kodai.
Isn't it wonderful?
It's a miracle. Absolute miracle. A word with Mr. Kodai.
Oh, who cares about him? That's all in the past.
Is it?
Ever since last night. Remember what a silly, confused girl I was last night?
You were.
Oh, yes. I didn't know what to do or where to go, and somehow my feet started walking down the street, across the bridge, and past the Metropole Cinema. And do you know where?
Where?
Right into the library.
Library?
Can you imagine?
Well, how did you like it?
You've never seen such a place. So many books. So much marble. So quiet. And suddenly all of my confidence dribbled away with a pitiful plop. My head was beginning to spin and my covered for inspiration. I started to reach for a book and my head automatically came to a stop. I don't know how long it's been frozen, a victim of panic and mortification. Oh, how I wanted to flee. When a kindly voice, a gentle voice whispered, "Pardon me."
Pardon me?
Uh-huh. And there was this dear, sweet, clearly respectable, thickly bespectacled man who stood by my side and quietly said to me, "Ma'am, don't mean to intrude, but I was just wondering, are you in need of some help?" I said no. Yes, I am. The next thing I know, I'm sipping hot chocolate and telling my troubles to Paul, whose tender brown eyes kept sending passionate looks. A trip to the library has made a new girl of me, for suddenly I can see the magic of books. I have to admit, in the back of my mind, I was praying he wouldn't get fresh. And all of the while, I was wondering why an illiterate girl should attract him. Then all of a sudden, he said that I couldn't go wrong with the way of all flesh. Of course, it's a novel, but I didn't know, or I certainly wouldn't have smacked him. Well, he gave me a smile that I couldn't resist. And I knew at once how much I liked this optometrist.
Optometrist?
Optometrist. You know, with this dear, sweet, slightly spectacled gentleman said to me next, he said he could solve this problem of mine. I said, how? He said if I'd like, he'd willingly read to me some of his favorite things. I said when. He said now. His novel approach seemed highly suspicious. like someone else, someone I dimly recall. I know he'll only have eyes for me, my optometrist, Paul.
Well, I suppose I should tell you, Mr. Godot will be leaving us immediately. Marriage checks orders.
Why? I mean, it's nice. But what happened?
Well, I'm afraid I can't tell you.
I bet I know. They told him they'd catch up with him. Did you know that more than half the perfume and toilet water from the shop ended up in his bathroom? I mean, he told me.
Oh, incidentally, now that she's gone and everything is calmed down, I should probably tell you. I sent the anonymous letter.
Vladislav, what anonymous letter?
Oh, I sent a letter to Mr. Marichek explaining that he's been having an affair with one of our clerks.
I can't believe you.
Oh, I had to do what I had to do. You see, business was getting low and what? And I thought that if Godai were to get fired, he deserves it and all, then he might not fire someone like me, who doesn't deserve it.
Do you realize just how much trouble you've caused?
Oh, of course I have. I'll regret it to the day I die. But who would have ever thought that he would have thought that I meant you?
Well, I just hope you've learned your lesson from all of this.
Oh, I have. And the next one, name the names.
Miss Ritter, I will need 2 weeks' pay from Mr. Kodai.
Here. No. My pleasure. Good day, madam. May I help you?
Do you carry flowers of spring?
Yes, wait.
Arpad, what's with that new suit?
Oh, this. Guess what?
What?
Mr. Marichek just promoted me. I'm a sales clerk now.
Well, congratulations, Arpad.
Well, it's not our pet anymore.
You aren't? Well, what is it?
Mr. Laszlo.
Why Laszlo?
It's my last name.
Please call again, do call again, madam.
Miss Ritter, may I present to you our newest clerk, Mr.
That's
Laszlo.
Mr. Marichek.
Oh, Arpad, how wonderful.
What's wonderful?
I've been promoted. Mr. Marichek just made me a sales clerk.
Can you believe it? Stephen Kodai, replaced by a delivery boy.
Replaced?
That's right, Arpad, I'm leaving. I just resigned. I wouldn't stay here another day.
But you couldn't have, because you didn't just resign. You just got fired.
All right, believe that if it makes you happy, but you won't be happy for very long, because any day now, that door will close for the last time, and then you can just take a walk over to Hammersmith's.
Hammerschmidt's. That's closed.
Only temporarily for renovations. You see, it has a new owner, Stephen Kodai.
Some owner.
Nevertheless, it's true. You believe me, don't you, darling?
Of course I do. Here's your down payment.
Sherry. It's been grand knowing you, friend, being your friend. You've been kind, loyal, and so generous, right down to the end. Please don't grieve watching me leave, that would be much too painful to stand. It's been fun, now I must run, but it's been grand, perfectly grand. Ilona, farewell. Well, Sherry, be brave. Chin up. It's been sublime. You mustn't waste a precious moment over me. You don't have time. Just remember when you're lonely or blue, there's a hollow in my pillow. And Seaboat, what can I say? Seaboat, no tears, decay, no old friend. I'm in your debt. I owe you more than I can possibly repay. I won't forget. Give your wife a little kiss from Kodak. I've never met her, but I will by and by. Oh, I hate leaving you, hate leaving your warm, intimate club. It's a small pleasure, but I'll treasure your warm, intimate snub. It's been grand, let me say, and let me say au revoir, not goodbye. For it's grand knowing you'll all be working for your friend. Go down.
I'm ready for thousands of customers.
Only 12 minutes to home today, Miss Flowers?
Yes.
Well, may I walk you to the bus stop?
I'd like that, Mr. Novak. Thank you.
Drummers, drummers,
Drummers, nine days to Christmas, 9 days to Christmas. Still have time to do your Christmas shopping. These are the people who shop in time, still in time. Sensible people who organize their time, but they're just all home. 9 days to Christmas, 9 days to Christmas. Still have time to do your Christmas shopping. These are the people who play
coffee on the way to the bus stop?
I'd like that, Mr. Novak.
So would I.
8 maids of milking 7 swans of swimming 6 geese of living 5 golden rings. 4 days to Christmas, 4 days to Christmas. Just enough time to do your Christmas shopping. These are the people who shop in time, just in time, brilliant time. These are the people who calculate the clinical precision. 4 days to Christmas, 4 days to Christmas. These are the folks who never waste a second. Well, eventually efficiency, loud and with go. Never too early and never late, and they're the worst of all. Thank you, please call again, do call again, thank you. Oh, what a day.
Just wait until the 24th.
The
The 24th! One day to Christmas, coming back to your Christmas shopping. We're not sure who'll walk the time. We're not sure who'll talk the time. We're not the people who shop the time, not enough time. We're the people who always wait until it's much too late. Oh, one day to Christmas, one day to Christmas. How we ever do our Christmas shopping? Find me up the late so long, who will get it home? Some of the family may not get a Christmas gift at all. Here it is.
Not bad. Not bad. It's at least 18 inches longer than last year's.
If only every Christmas Eve, every day was Christmas Eve.
I don't think I can take it. I haven't stopped for a minute.
I waited on 53 customers personally.
It's too bad Mr. Marichek couldn't be here.
I'll make sure to show it to him when I stop by the hospital. This is it. Tonight's the night she's going to invite me home to Christmas Eve.
Splendid.
How is that splendid? Tonight's the night she's supposed to meet dear friend.
Dear friend. That's you.
That is precisely the point.
I give up. It's too complicated. You know, if you want your way out of this, shoot yourself.
Amalia, my friend's coming to pick me up. Will you let me know when he gets here?
All right. Mr. Novak, Mother and I would be so happy if you'd spend Christmas Eve with us.
Well, Miss Polish,
It's a very special Christmas Eve. Do you know who's going to be there? Dear friend.
who?
Dear friend, the man I've been corresponding with, remember?
Well, I certainly wouldn't want to intrude.
Intrude, you'd be helping. After all, you know him. You've met him, and you're so alike, really. You could help me with the conversation if it gets too deep. Please, Mr. Novak.
I just hope you aren't making a mistake, Miss Polish.
I know I'm not.
Look who it is! It's Mr. Marichek.
Where else would I be Christmas Eve?
Good. Merry Christmas, sir.
Shoot, all that in one day?
Merry Christmas, sir.
Mr. Marichek, I thought I heard your voice.
Miss Ritter, have you time for a drink?
Champagne. I'll make time.
Are you feeling any better, sir?
All right, excellent.
Ah, Mr. Marichek, I thought I heard your voice. How are you?
Merry Christmas. Say, would you mind grabbing 6 cups from the back?
Of course.
Shall I open it? I love opening champagne.
Good to see you again, sir. Is your shoulder hurt at all? That's very good. That's very good. It didn't take very long either.
The goblets!
The champagne. Shall I pour?
Of course. Hey, no more for our pet until they grow some facial hair.
The toast, Mr. Marichek. Christmas Eve, the shop, all of us together. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Merry
Merry
Christmas.
Christmas.
Thank you. George, what would you say to a gala dinner at Weber's, perhaps?
I wish I could.
But you weren't expecting me, I understand.
I've been invited by Miss Polish.
Oh, don't give it another thought, my boy. It's not that important.
I think it is. He's here.
He's here. Miss Ritter's friends.
Isn't he handsome?
Intelligent looking.
He has beautiful eyes.
He's an optometrist.
Much better than Kodai, I'll say that.
I love the way he walks.
And look at that coat. That hat. Is he rich?
I don't know. He has dimples. That's it. Tonight when he asks me to marry him, I'm going to say yes.
Ilona, I had no idea.
Neither does he. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Good evening.
Youth. Well, thank you for the champagne, Mr. Marichek. Now I have to go back home to my house where my wife and children are waiting. And my wife's sister. Her children. And God knows who else. Merry Christmas, Marichek.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
By the way, Arpad. Yes, sir? Are you busy tonight by chance?
No, sir.
Oh, yes, you are. You're going to Weber's.
Weber's? What's that?
Ah, George. Arpad and I are going out for a night on the town.
Merry Christmas, Mr. Marichek.
Merry Christmas, Miss Polish.
Merry Christmas, sir.
Merry Christmas, George.
Merry Christmas, Mr. Novak.
Merry Christmas, Mr. Laszlo.
I'm going to Weber's.
Tell me, Mr. Laszlo, is there anything special that you'd like for Christmas?
Well, it's too much to hope for.
Well, what is it?
I wouldn't get it anyways.
At least tell me.
Well, what I really want, more than anything, is a motorcycle.
Oh, you're right, my boy. You won't be getting it.
Let me help you with that. Oh. A cigarette box.
I know you hate them, but I rather like them, and I brought as a gift for dear friend.
Oh, but what if he isn't a smoker?
He likes music.
And it is just a box. You know, Miss Polish, I don't hate these things nearly as much as you think I do. In fact, I don't think I'd mind owning one myself.
You wouldn't.
No, if only to remind me of the day you came here, remember? I'll never forget. What is it, madam? It's a candy box, and it's functional.
I was so terrified, and you were so awful. Did I really sound like that?
You sounded irresistible. As a matter of fact, I thought to myself, why, there's a girl I couldn't help but fall in love with.
But you were so awful.
I know.
And you never said anything.
Well, how could I? I knew how you felt.
But you didn't, really you didn't. Because I was attracted to you too. More than attracted.
Awful as I was.
What a shame you never spoke up.
And you?
Who knows what might have been?
I am so sorry about last night. It was a nightmare in every way. you knew. 2 weeks, I know for 2 weeks, I was so tempted, I didn't dare. I wanted you to know, I thought you might have guessed, I